Let's call this meeting to order. Welcome to the Sedro Woolley Rotary Club, the best Rotary Club in the Tim. Mr. Stiles does.
Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless this beautiful day and the food on our table, and also all the Rotarians in this room, and keep your eyes on us as we lead up to the auction to make sure everything gets done. And in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic and one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And Mr. Janicki has a song today.
It's sunny, so we should sing something about sunny, but there's no song for golf. So we're not going to sing a song about golf, but we have one about baseball. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peaches and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever quit back. It's a root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, they're out in the old ball game.
That was awesome. Maybe next year's social event could be a Mariners game. Oh, okay. Do we have any visiting Rotarians or guests today? Any visiting Rotarians or guests? Any guests? Yeah, there we go.
I have with me my chainsaw carver master instructor, Niall Thomas.
Welcome back, Niles. Hey, Niles, is there an update on your apprentice and how he's doing? Is there an update on the apprentice and how he's doing? Okay. Awesome. It'd be nice to see before and after pictures and along the way. Okay, sounds good. Any other guests or visiting Rotarians? Okay, Sergeant of Arms Brock, can you take it back to Adam back there? Adam is from the LeConner Club. He's the president, and he's brought tulips with him. So Adam, you have the floor for a minute.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Like Phil said, my name is Adam McGarity. I'm the president of the LeConner Rotary Club, and today we're selling tulips, $6 a bunch. Many of you have already bought them. So far, our big VIP customer is Wayne, who bought 6 bunches. If anyone wants to beat him out, I'll give you a shout out later.
Wayne.
Really happy to be here. Thank you for the warm welcome, and I'll pass it back.
Okay, thank you. All right, welcome, Adam. Thanks. And okay, let's go down to club business. We have a big, well, let's do the induction, new member inductions first. So let's bring up Chris. So we have 2 new members to induct.
All right, great. Tim. Hey, I just wanted to, before we read the induction, just want to do a special call out today. We've been being innovative, creative with our membership. So one of our inductees today is our very, very, very first virtual member of the Sedro Woolley Club so Kate Hallen will be over here. There's Kate. She's waving at you. So she's our guinea pig, and we're going to see how this works. And I think it's going to be fantastic. And we'll get it to rock and roll. So President Phil, fellow Rotarians and guests, it is indeed an honor to induct Kate Howland and Sarah Zimmerman as the newest members of the Sedro Woolley Rotary Club. The mission of Rotary is to provide service to others, promote high ethical standards, and advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through its fellowship with business, professionals, and community leaders. We are not a political organization, but are dedicated to the practice of good citizenship. We are not a charitable organization, but are dedicated to the helping of our fellow man. We are not a religious organization, but are dedicated to the ideals of morality and high ethical standards. We bring together our individual skills, resources, and qualities of leadership to improve the quality of life for people not only in our local communities, but also in communities around the world. Kate and Sarah, you have been chosen for membership into the Rotary Club of Sedro Woolley because the Rotarians of this club feel that you possess the qualities of leadership in your field, the qualities of personal conduct, the willingness to share those qualities of personal conduct, all directed towards the pursuance of Rotary's mission. It has been said when a Sedro Woolley Rotarian is asked to perform, the answer is President Phil. Fellow Rotarians and guests, please join me in welcoming Kate Hallen and Sarah Zimmerman as the newest members of the Rotary Club of Sedro Woolley. You might have guessed that Tim and Kate share a similar last name. So we are going to let Tim have the packet for Kate, and we will know that we'll get into her capable hands at some point in time. And should also be pointed out that in the orientation, Kate is well aware of the Venmo option. So she is, you know, can pay fines and do those types of things as well. We got to figure out the raffle part though. We haven't got that one done. So Tim, anything you want to share?
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome is perfect. Thank you.
Here we go. Thank you. Welcome to the club, Kate and Sarah. Looking forward to seeing you out and some of the activities that we do on Thursdays and virtually and at the auction coming up May 5th. Okay, with that said, we do have an auction coming up. When is the auction? Next Friday. I'm going to bring Tim. So Brock, if you can give Tim the mic. Remember, Tim's our auction share. We've got the booklet done. We've got all this stuff is all organized, ready to go. Tim and the auction team has done some great work with that. Danny and just everybody has. But we're looking for volunteers, and we need lots of volunteers to set up, to break down, to take a raffle board around. So, Tim, what do we need?
Okay, when it comes to volunteers, we still need people to work on the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a couple of time slots that can be filled. Anybody wants to do that? Right now.
Yes, we did. I requested you be in with Dan.
With Dan? Okay. Okay, good. That about fills it up. I think we're going to be doing good there. Dessert Dash, we've got everybody we need for that. Bid spotters. So we need people, a couple of people to spot bids and record bids.
So, Tim, what does that entail when you're talking about bid spotters?
Well, one is to be standing up during the auction, watch for people to hold up their flags and you know, call out their numbers so the auctioneers, you're assisting the auctioneers in spotting people that are making bids. Then we've got the, like during the raise the paddle, we need at least 2 people to be recording the bids. While that's going on, then we need people to be recording the live items as they're sold. And then that information is sent over to Danny, who gets it into the machine. And so we'll be using runners to carry the bid information from the bid recorders to Danny. So we need 2 bid recorders. We've got Carl is going to be doing being one bid spotter, but we need at least one more, and it would be nice. Okay, Chris, good.
Thanks, Chris. These are probably one of the top 2 positions that we need. So
we'll do that one. Flower baskets. We still need people to be selling flower baskets. We got Rick on that and Steve Dahl, but we need more people to do that. Okay. Excellent. Let's see. Nobody has volunteered to be selling tickets for the auction boards. As you can see, we've got two now. We've got the one for the Holland America. Rich usually handles that on the night of the auction, and he'll be working with that, but it's nice to give him a break. And we've also got the grill from Hot Tubs Northwest, which is the grill, the pizza oven, and some wood pellets and all of that. Good.
Thanks, Keith.
I think I have her on a different list, but yeah, that'd be good. Okay, I will do that. Yes, she is.
On the Wheel of Fortune.
Got it. Okay, so we need more people to be taking shifts on that. You know, we don't want people stuck on these jobs all night long. So definitely be thinking about that. And if you get 15, 20 minutes to just walk over and help sell stuff, do that. Let those people go off, get something to drink, talk to people, whatever, make some bids. We might need them to make bids. So yeah, we want to go with all of that stuff. Danny.
Please get your silent items in. Tim, what did we say? Monday? Monday at 5, if possible. That's because Sherry's going to be gone and I have a pretty busy week prior to the auction next week. I got baseball 3 nights, all sorts of things. Couple guest names of people that have bought tickets and registered, but I don't know who they might want to sit by. And does anybody know Neil and Julie Morrow? I saw that address, but just didn't know that. What about Donald and Gretchen Stryker? Okay. And then William and Elizabeth Bite. I know that. Okay, I'll put them together. All right, perfect. Please, if you haven't registered or you have guests at your table that have not registered, please have them go online and do that. I'm going to try to work on bidder numbers and finishing table assignments, name cards all this weekend. So the more I can have done up front, the better. Thank you.
Thanks, Danny. Good work.
Okay, is anybody else got auction information? Questions? Yeah.
While you're passing the mic off, meeting tonight at 5:30 at the library? Okay.
You know, having done this for many years, it's really, really important that we get people out there to help sell the things that night, those boards, the tickets for the planters and the Wheel of Fortune. It's a lot of fun. You just go around and talk to people and, you know, twist their arms and get their money. What's that? I believe $20, yeah. And I'm selling more of the cruise things right after the meeting. So if you haven't got one, please see me. But really, it's a lot of fun. It only takes an hour or so, and you can get it done. And but it's really important. It's where we raise a lot of money, and so let's do that. And the other thing I wanted to say is, Adam back there, I went to the Laconer Club to sell cruise line ticket or cruise tickets last week. And they were very, very supportive, and they bought a lot of squares on the board. So please go back and buy a bunch of flowers from them if you would, please.
Thanks, Rich.
So just to mention too, you buy 5 squares for the grill or 5 squares for Holland, and you get a $25 gift certificate to Laconer Seafood. So remember that, and that goes for dictionaries as well. When we're doing Raise the Paddle for dictionaries, if you buy $100 worth of dictionaries, which is 4 dictionaries, you get a certificate for Laconer Seafood for $25. Okay, I think that's it.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Is there any other business from the floor? Okay, with that said, I would like to welcome Keith back, our senator that represents our area. I understand it was a long grueling session, so welcome back, Keith. Thanks for all your work down there. Appreciate it. Tim has one more item, I think.
Just got reminded. So everybody, we have a noon meeting next week, Thursday. And we go ahead and we do our lunch, we do our business. And is there a program?
No, we are the program. The auction is the program.
So as soon as we're done with all our business meeting, we close up and everybody that can heads on over to Heritage Flight Museum. Everybody know where that is. Everybody got that down. It's easy to find. So we head on over there Thursday. We set up all the tables. We set up start putting up all the silent auction items, come on over and we start getting them all up and labeled, everything like that. Joellen will have all her decorative stuff and that all needs to be set up and put out. So we'll be doing all of that. Really, we get as much as possible all set up on Thursday. And then again on Friday. So that's on Thursday from as soon as we get out of here and head on over there, we'll be at work. And then Friday morning, we open at 9 o'clock over there, or maybe earlier, but they normally open at 10, but I'll be talking to them. So between 8 and 9, we'll open up over there. Then we'll be over there trying to get everything finished up and get ready for the whole show. So anyway, that goes until we're done and set up, and then you run home, change your clothes if needed, and then head on back, and the show opens at 5 o'clock. Then at the end of the auction, we have cleanup, and that can be a big deal. And John, are you going to have your van there? So John usually sets up everything for picking up all the items that can't be taken home by the people that just bought them. But as many people as we can get to help us clean up, get all the tables filed up and stacked, all of that ready, because the museum opens at 10 o'clock the next morning and they want to be able to run and get going. So we want to have that all taken care of. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Tim. And just to follow up on Keith. Keith, did you want to say a few words? We thought we'd give the senator the floor for a couple of minutes.
Well, thanks for welcoming me back. I have to say the legislative session was pretty disappointing from my perspective. And we failed to do what I thought was the number one priority for this legislative session, and that was to address drug use that is ripping the state apart, especially everywhere. I was going to say, especially in our larger cities. Because we failed to come to a reasonable compromise, that responsibility will now lie on municipalities. Julia, sorry, but at least we didn't take that power away. So that was the only good part of failing to have a good statewide policy implemented. We preserve the ability for counties and cities to make some of those rules on their own so that we can start compelling people to get help and helping them out. The governor may call us back for a special session. He wasn't very engaged in it until it didn't pass, but hopefully we will go back and get a better solution for the state. Other than that, fiscally, we did well. I was able to get, I think, 12.7 million for the second phase of the behavioral health center for the county. And that was important to me. It's a 3-phase project. Got some money for folks upriver for their drinking water and their sewage system, because all of that comes down to our drinking water. So I thought that was important. And I won't talk anymore because we got to get on with Teague's show. It's going to be a lot more interesting than what I have to say. But if you have questions, you can always contact me on the site or just come chat. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks again, Keith. Okay, let's move to a raffle, Tim.
Number 47, 47.
Oliver Hammer.
$20, Oliver
There you
Hammers.
go.
Okay, next number is number 18. 18. $20 cash. $20. Next one, number 7. 7. Who's got number 7? Anybody got number 7? Okay, Tim's got it. Hey, Shelly Shack, $25 gift card. Nice. Okay, are we doing one more or is the 3 it? Okay, that's it.
Okay. let's
Thanks,
move
everybody.
Right on to Sergeant of Arms.
Okay, I got Sergeant of Arms. Teak, how much time do you need for your program anyway? I don't want to. Oh, that's an open invitation. You don't
answer.
want to give me that. So anyway, how's everybody doing anyway? Good? So first off, if you haven't paid for your birthdays or anniversaries for this month, you've already paid that. So $2 for birthdays, and I think it's 3 for anniversaries. So Steve Huggins, can you pick up over on that side, and Carl up in front? Can you pick up money for us? Thank you. So a publication came out in the Skagit Valley Herald yesterday called Faces of Skagit, of Skagit County. How many people have seen this so far? How many? Okay, so you probably know what I'm doing with this. Standing over here next to David Bricka, but I mean, come on, man. This guy is like in the paper every week practically. He's like, where's Waldo, right? Any picture you need to try to look to see if he's there. And here, where's Waldo? Right up here in the very front. But yeah, I don't know. We'll get to that in a little bit. So how much do you think we need to pay for this? Now, I'm surprised that the picture of him isn't the whole page and everybody else is just looking around him, like this. But he's up at the very top. So obviously when this is on a little stand or whatever, the only picture that sees is David over here. So yeah, $25 for that? Really good. Nice job. So, what's that? Well, slow down a minute. Gosh, people are rushing into stuff here. So there's David Bricka's also in the middle of the program too. So is that another $25? No, I don't think so. Anyway, a lot of people from Sedro Woolley in here. Let's see where the next one is. Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at that. Right there. But here's the difference between Mike and David Bricka is Mike's in the middle here, but he's not even on the cover at all. So what's with that, David? Anyway, who else is in here? A few more people. Good, how are you? So let's see, Brian Ronk, I believe, is in here. Is Brian? I don't see Brian is here. Let's see. Who else? Oh, look at here. Look at right there. Look at this ugly mug right here is right there. But look at where Tim Lair right there. How much? How much? Okay, how much you got? Just put it up. All right. And I believe was there one more in here? No, I think that might have been it. Well, yeah, you see, notice, Brick is on the front page. I'm on the very back. Where, you throw it down and there I am right there. That's what happens there. Well, yeah, I'm sure you had a little bit to do with that, David. So anyway, there's also, where'd my other paperwork go? We're going to spend just a little bit of time on the Kraken. How many people have been watching the Kraken? Hockey? I've watched hockey for a long time and I still don't know any of the rules. Anybody know any of these rules on here? Well, we're going to get to that in just a second. So I want to do, huh? Well, hockey's, it looks like they change it all the time. Gonna go over that. We're gonna test. So Seattle Kraken, though, I want to get some trivia here. So this table here, what was the kid's name that scored his first NHL goal last night in a playoff game? It was his first game in the NHL, and he scored a goal. What's his name? Diary what? Okay, dollar. Party was his name. Party. All right, this table here. Who was the Kraken All-Star player this year? No, I believe the All-Star was Matty Beniers, right? Okay. You guys need to remember these names here. Okay, over here, who's the leading scorer for the Kraken this year? Anybody? Yeah, he was the guy that got injured the other day. Jared McCann. Jared McCann's his name. Dollar for wrong answers here. Okay, what is the guy's name on the team? His nickname is Turbo. Okay. Okay, Brandon Tanev was his name. You need to when you watch the game, he's the guy that he's just really. I see why they nicknamed him Turbo. Okay. I don't know. Who's the goalie? What's the goalie's name? First name. He got it correct. Now I'm going to give him another one. Well, I'll get you on some of the rules here. And then back here, the players that his nickname is Big Rig. Big Rig. What? His name is Jamie Olixiak. Okay, this table. How big is? Why do they call him Big Rig? How tall is he? Pretty close, 6'7". All right. So now we're going to go on to some of the rules of hockey. All right. So actually, we're gonna skip that. We need to get to Teak here, but I'm gonna get Nick up here. He's gonna be my referee here to show you some of the penalties that are called during a game. Okay. Okay, first one. We're gonna do this table up here.
An easy one.
Okay.
The ref did this.
Come on, what's that penalty? A check? That's close. That is cross-checking. All right. And so that is called when an opponent hits the other opponent with both hands on the stick and no part of the stick is on the ice. So, all right. So now you know that. Next one, this one. Okay, when the ref does that, what is it? What's that? Did I call on your table? Anyway, what's it? What's the penalty? Nope. This is a delayed penalty. So this happens when the penalized team gains control of the puck, and upon the stop of play, basically the game keeps going on until that happens. So there's a penalty, but if the other team that is not in possession is the committed the penalty, the game keeps going on. All right, next one. Okay, this one, everybody should know this one. Yeah, this one right here. Okay, there's $1 every time you miss. What's that? High sticking, right? So that's right. But what's it called for? I mean, what has to happen? Okay, which genius came up with that one anyway? Come on. No. So high sticking is making contact with an opponent when carrying the stick above the shoulder. So, okay. That's illegal, especially if you hit them. See, that's the problem when you hit somebody. Okay, how about this one? Okay, over here. Which one's that? Tripping? No. Hooking. Okay, and what happens with that? What's it called for? And it's called for using stick or blade to hook an opponent. So should we give him that or not? You think so? Okay, last one is going to be this one. And for this table here in the middle.
Favorite.
All right, what's that one? Yep, that table over there. Slashing is absolutely correct, but now you gotta explain what that is. It's called for swinging the stick at an opponent. So this is it sounds like a violent game, right? We've got hooking, we've got slashing, we've got roughing, we've got cross-checking. Anyway, so again, the Kraken are ahead 3-2. Game tomorrow night in Seattle. If they win, they can go to the next step of the playoffs, and it's still a long ways from the Stanley Cup. But anyway, it's pretty exciting for the Kraken to be doing so well. So let's go to who Happy Bucks. Yeah.
Sheena could not be here. She had some kind of meeting anyway, so she gave me $20 because we have 100 members. So she's happy for that, and I matched it $20. We have 100 members in our club now.
Okay.
I wanted to give $1 each because I'm happy for our new inductees. And then I felt like I should pay at least $5 because David brought me copies of the paper with my picture on the cover. I think as a reminder that I wasn't in the club yet, but I was going to have to pay.
Thank you.
Okay, so Paul and I have a happy buck we're going to give together. I think he's got 20. I got 5. I'm a cheapskate. What are we going to be happy about, Paul?
Well, on behalf of Baja Bridges and Catherine Turner, I'd like to thank the club for the donation of $2,000 to purchase the fire department rescue rig for Mexico. It should be clearing Canadian customs today and will make its way down to the fire department in Santa Rosalia. Once it gets in service, I'll have some pictures and stuff to distribute with the club. So thank you very much. It's, what did I say? Oh yeah, it's clearing Mexican customs, sorry. So a used truck like that right now, we all know how hard it is to get new vehicles and stuff. Fire trucks are no exception. A fire truck on average takes about 2.5 to 3 years right now to purchase and get one brand new because of supply chain delays and stuff. So that has taken the value of a used piece of apparatus from $1,500 or $2,000 to $35,000 to $40,000 for this particular rig. So we were pretty fortunate that the department said, we've got our use out of it. We're not trying to get money. We want it to continue to be used and not be turned into somebody's work truck. So that's how we were able to get that for that price. So that's quite a bit of money that was saved and will be used probably for the next 30 or 40 years down there.
Kate has her hand up, Brock.
Is there somebody online that wants to give a happy $1?
Yeah, Kate has her hand up there.
Can everyone hear me? All right, good. Yesterday I got to represent my team, gave a presentation to a CVP and a VP here at Microsoft. So that was pretty exciting and it went well. So I'll give $5 happy bucks for that.
There you go.
Okay, Stephen, and look at you.
So April, I was feeling pretty crappy all month. I started getting a little scared because of my past history. Ended up in University of Washington Medical Center. Stayed the night last Thursday. trying to figure out what's going on with my blood and some issues that I was having. If you guys recall, with my bone marrow transplant, it kind of wiped out my immune system and I started over. So apparently I have a bad case of mono. I'm not contagious anymore. But I've graduated to that high school, college level. So I'm working my way up through there. So I'm happy to be here.
There you go.
I got a happy 5. Dad and I had a great trip down to South Dakota, visiting Crazy Horse, taking our new sales guy around Wyoming, took him to Devil's Tower, drove him through Deadwood. All in all, a really good show. And then the other part of that is my kid actually survived 6th grade camp at Orkila this year.
Okay. All right, Danny.
I have a happy 5. One of the hats that I wear is baseball coach. And last night, our team picked up our 4th win of the season, and that's 4 more wins than we had last season. So very, very exciting. And my little lefty Nash got the win on the mound. So very exciting.
Well, Chris beat me to it, but I got $20 here for visiting Crazy Horse and having a good time in South Dakota. And the other thing is I'm happy that I still have my truck. It was broken into at the hotel in Seattle while we were there. They punched all the locks and messed up the ignition and all that, but I got the truck back. They didn't ever get out of the garage with it. It was a locked underground garage too.
Nice.
Okay, anybody else? All right, I have a happy 20, and that is for my daughter, Sarah. In spite of raising 2 kids and working full-time at the office, she has just recently graduated from the University of Phoenix, getting a business management degree. So we're going to go fly down to Phoenix tomorrow, and she's going to walk in the ceremony, and really proud of Sarah. So there you go.
Okay, thanks, Brock. And I have a happy 10 because our 2 new members bumped us up to 100 members for the club today. I think that's a celebration. And Teak, I'm going to bring you up. You need no introduction, Dr. Martin. Come on up. But as you're coming up, I really want to thank Team April for all their work this month. You've had a great program of Thursdays, and thank you for everything that you've done. So Tim and team, thank you very much. Teak.
Thank you, President. I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about our work in Honduras. And I have to say, we're a part of the IPA, International Project Alliance, you've heard about. And we got our 13th Rotary Club just joining from White Rock, the Simiano club. So we're all grateful. And we get to put about $250,000 into work in the Copan Ruinas area of Honduras. Copan is famous for its Mayan ruins. It's the furthermost south and east Mayan ruins through Yucatan in Mexico down into Guatemala, then Honduras. And we serve a lot of educational and other projects. We go to at least 40 different schools now and 27 little Mayan villages, a lot of which have the same people that left the Mayan city of Copan when it went under 1,000 years ago. One of the great things about the ruins is just going out and wandering around. After you've been there a few times like I've been, you kind of know the main scenery, and I like to go out just and lie in the bed and sit in the seat and look at the little fireplace where the Mayan people lived over 1,000 years ago, and take friends down and wander around. And it's almost like a little bit of a cemetery too, because Grandma and Grandpa are all buried right next to the house. So the Mayan ruins are extensive and just a great thing to see. and some beautiful days down there. I go in February, which is a prime time of the year to go south. So we're going backwards a little bit, but that's okay. Welcome to Copan Ruinas, the bridge going into the old part of town. And the whole area is about 50,000 people there, and a small, safe town in Honduras compared to the big cities, and a great place to visit. And that's one of my goals too, is to get more of you interested in these IPA trips. I go in February when the school year starts, but we're up to, I think, 5 trips now, including kind of a tourist trip in the summer. Yep. One of the big deals in that town is the McCall Mountain, the Mayan rescue facility, where all these guacamayas are around, and multiple other birds. It's great to go visit. There's some of my friends. I made a teacher at the private school, and her 2 little kids. And she lost her husband in a bad way last year. And the real migration program works. It's a miracle. She landed in LA to come live with her husband's mom and grandmother with her little kids. More birds. There's so much fun to just walk by and look at and make sure you don't get your finger burned off. My friend's sister, who's a teacher in one of the schools we support, and the other teacher. Rotarians, I bet Rich recognizes Tara there. And Grace is a Rotaract member out on San Juan Island. My friend Adam's taken both his teenage daughters to visit Copan. If you get a chance to go to Copan, you learn about the third world and how we have it so good and what other people don't have. So students sitting around waiting for their uniforms. In February, we give all the primary school students we deal with a backpack, a uniform, and school supplies, and supplies for the teachers. That's a project I want to replace in our village called Carasolita 2. That's the kindergarten playground next to the burn pit. So that's one of my projects maybe for next year. If I can't get the Rotaract kids to do it, then maybe we can get a little better playground for the kids. So milling around, everyone's waiting for their supplies. My job, there'll be a picture of me this year, was to measure boys' waists and necks and help fit them with the right size uniform. And again, waiting in line. And this is a classroom that we helped construct this year for the increased number of students at Carasolita 2, our club school. The different Rotary clubs in our 13 clubs and individual people will, quote, adopt a village, unquote, which is a program we participate in helping the village. And this is what happens when the classroom's been fixed up to a good status. And standing around looking at the primary school in the distance at Carasolita 2, our school. And another one, we just drive right in with our caravan of trucks and that are loaded to the gills, and give out these supplies in a semi-orderly manner. In our kindergarten in Carasolita 2, we built them a good restroom and pila or washing station for the kids. And this is our kindergarten. We improved the roof and painting and everything, and working on a new bookshelf. So it makes for a really nice school, me and the kindergarten teacher, and a picture of our kindergarten that we helped them out with. So me and my teacher friend and her kids, and all sorts of interesting construction there. if you look closely, the garbage can made of recycled plastic containers. Getting to some of the villages is fun. No bridge here, so going across the Copan River, all the birds are recycling a dead dog. But great fun first time or second time you get to go across the river here, hoping you make it across. And I call it the caravan. We load up in the morning with all the supplies in the trucks and go someplace. And me with Mauricio, the driver, is our construction manager down there who buys all the supplies for the projects. Then the local villagers supply all the labor and build these classrooms and extensions and new roofs. And then Cynthia is the education teacher who's helped us with a lot of health education and agricultural instruction on how to start different crops and try to make these little villages self-sufficient. And Peter Martin on the right started the whole IPA thing. He's a Rotarian at the Anacortes morning meeting. And Sarah and her new baby. Sarah's an interesting experiment from, there used to be a U.S. Peace Corps in Honduras. And the Peace Corps would go to the villages and help. And they selected 4 students to go to the private school in town, straight out of the little Mayan village. And she was out of the 4, one girl got pregnant and dropped out, and one boy dropped out. And Sarah made it through school, graduating with a U.S. High school degree, but I guess chose to have a baby rather than go to college now. But hopefully we'll be going to college locally. And the 4th gal is doing well and administration type stuff and wants to go back and work with the villages and is in college now. So it's interesting what happens when you take kids whose parents basically didn't go to school and 1,000 years of being around in the country before that without education, what they can do, and we're finding out that of our students that we support in our Adopt a Dream program, and a bunch of you are personal donors. For $200 a year, you can keep a kid in middle school, high school, or even some of them have gone on to college, and we have one student in medical school now. But me getting to play with the baby, and Sarah's husband, who's a motorcycle mechanic and started a repair shop in town. And going across the river here, and some of the rides are in the back, Adam and his daughter. I guess all the noise was recording the noise. One of the villages I like to walk back from, the locals walk into town all the way, but we got to be the gringo walkers coming back down the hill, and you see these little ladies with 30 pounds of groceries and stuff walking back from town, and Gravity's with us, and we're walking back into town, and you really appreciate what they have to do to get around by the Copan River there. And Adam from Rotary in San Juan County and his daughter Grace looking down on Copan on the way down. Also, lots of schools are next to houses, and houses have all sorts of critters and agriculture going on. And Paul Mayer on the right from San Juan Island also. It's so much fun on the trips getting to become friends with other Rotarians from other clubs and locals and families of locals. Is really a neat thing. And you can see all the boxes kind of stacked up, and that looks like people negotiating with Peter on getting into adopt a dream program for going on to middle school. The little kids, probably kindergartners with their packs and supplies and probably waiting to get their uniform. Just what the scene looks like outside the schools as we get in and get ready to give things out. San Francisco. More the scene, and boy, these little kids are strong. It's kind of amazing. You know, you get a 10-year-old boy who's carrying a big thing of uniforms that I can hardly pick up there. And they're eager to help. They just run right out and grab these big boxes and off they go. And some of the schools are a little, if it gets wet, it can get slippery. And the trucks loading the uniforms, taking them up, and every village hides a soccer field someplace. And the kids love their soccer. And most of the bigger villages have a little church. A good playground equipment that the Burlington Kids Group that goes down in the summer, we also support and build playgrounds and paint and work on projects. So our money is well spent, and we'll have one of the kids. We have our first Sedro Woolley student from high school this year going with the group in the summer down to Copan. So I'm excited to hear his story when he gets back. He'll be talking to us. And me with a pair of pants and my role with the tape measure. And just setting up to give out things and try to have some organization when we do it. Boy, when you pull into the school, the kids rush out. They're eager to see us. It's like Santa Claus coming to town, and Christmas when they get their uniforms and backpacks and supplies. And going backwards here, first thing in the morning, heading off to the villages across the river. If there's any room left in back, it's always fun to go in the back of the truck, which is still legal down there. And loading up the trucks from our storehouse. Lots of good restaurants and good times with dinners and meals with our Rotary friends. And next to the hotel we go to, the waitresses are famous for bringing out the hors d'oeuvres here in a interesting fashion. The group sitting around waiting for dinner. We have some nice hotels that we use. One main one with a courtyard that's fun at the end of the day to hang out and look at what we did and get to know other people. And it's a fun little hotel, and a bargain for U.S. prices on hotels is over the last 10 years I've been there, it's still $50 cash a night for a really nice hotel room, and you can't do that in the U.S. The center of town is a traditional Latin American square with the church on the east side, the altar facing Jerusalem, and a center of activities and a really nice city square, and a museum on one side and municipal offices on the other and shops on the other, and just a fun place to hang out and people watch and a meeting spot. Well, I guess maybe we've come to the end. So I encourage anyone that's interested in this, get together with Carl and me and the International Committee and learn more. And we do most of our IPA meetings on Zoom now. So if you're interested, we can get you the connection there, and come to Honduras with it. It's a great adventure and life-changing experience. And I just have to thank our club for their support of the International Committee and Carl and I and our support of Copan and the opportunities that you give us and help the people of Copan and getting a new life. And special thanks for the Adopt a Student people that have donated. Fall, you'll hear more about IPA and all when Marty, one of our IPA officers, comes to talk, and you'll get to hear from the student that goes down on the students program this summer. Thank you very much.
Dr. Martin, thank you. Yep, here you go.
One more thing, anyone who missed, I can download pictures. I've got a file on the drop file, or I've got a thumb drive here if you're interested in seeing more, and I'll offer that for the people that couldn't stay too.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. One more thing. Applause for Dr. Martin. I know, Teak, I know you have probably a drawer full of pens, but here's one more for you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, I always enjoy taking these down to Copan for the president of the club down there for the years. So Sedro Woolley banners and pins down in Copan. Thank you.
There you go. That works. Okay. Any other business from the floor? Okay, Niall, thank you for coming. It's always great to see you. You're welcome to come back anytime. Sarah, Kate, welcome to the club. Adam's gone, but thanks for Adam for coming and selling us tulips. Auction meeting tonight at 5:30 at the library. And with that said, we'll close the meeting for the greatest Rotary Club in the